Hello everyone, and now welcome to a game between Focus versus Colorful. This game taking place here on Turtle Rock. Another Night Elf versus Orc matchup, as Focus has spawned as the red orc at what I will call the 4 o'clock position. Meanwhile, Colorful all the way on the other side of the map, spawning as the blue Night Elf. Night Elf versus Orc in a 1v1 matchup, and well, in the previous 1v1 matchup I had predicted Keeper of the Grove and Archers, and I was absolutely wrong, and I had thought that Raiders would have been joining in on the fight. We didn't see any Raiders either. Rather, we saw a tech to tier 2 with that Spirit Lodge to get Mastery Shaman, more for mana regeneration, to be able to cast more Purges and more Lightning Shields. We'll see if that is going to be the continued case here. It does not look like it. Most likely going to be a Farseer in this matchup, as we are going into a barracks-less opening. Alright, is it going to... Nope, it is a Blade Master solo without a barracks. Alright, I can't apparently make any predictions today, as the players are just trying to experiment with new strategies. Coming back around, it is going to be a Keeper of the Grove. There is an Archer already being trained up right here. Fluid meta constantly shifting, and that is what you want in a real-time strategy game. If you know exactly what your opponent is going to be doing, then the game doesn't get very diverse, and a lot of it comes down to item drops and positioning, which is incredibly important in WarCraft 3, but then you almost feel like you don't need to scout. In a game of limited information like StarCraft 2, like WarCraft 3, if you don't have to scout your opponent, well, that actually throws things a little bit off, right? If you know exactly what your opponent's going to do before they do it, well, then why bother scouting at all? So with this fluid development, with no real one strategy dominating, that is an important idea. However, it is Keeper of the Grove, and we'll see the number of archers Colorful will be training here as that Sea Turtle hatchling gets taken down. Blade Master goes off to the opposite end of the map, going after this Ogre Warrior that does drop that useful item. Thank you for the subscription. Definitely nice to have subs here, as well. It definitely pays some daycare bills. Keeper of the Grove off on the other end of the map, actually doing a similar strategy, clearing out his opponent's giant Sea Turtle creep camp and trying to get to level 2 as well. Blade Master has picked up a Ring of Protection +3. What else is he going to pick up? Circlet of Nobility. Already sold the Scroll of Town Portal. And where else is he going to try and move off to next? There's been some question like, what is the best item early on? I think Circlet of Nobility is a better item that just scales overall much better, but Claws of Attack +6 from the same drop table has a very big impact, as well as the Claws of Attack +6 on an intelligence-based hero is just rather scary, as all of a sudden you don't realize how much damage that Keeper of the Grove really can do. Peon gonna get choked to death by weeds, as that Keeper of the Grove now trying to retreat all the way back. Daycare bills. Why are you Ark? Are you Dus's Ark? Are you another Ark? That's another thing I need to check. Anyways, Archer is now trying to pull back once again. Keeper of the Grove still wandering around, as the Blade Master... what is he doing? He's actually fighting in the back here, going after... Yeah, I'm the Ark, you know. Okay, perfect. Blade Master going after that Ogre match. Ark, you've met me. You know I have 3 kids, right? Yes, I am, well, yeah, I may look like Hitman, but I'm not the same age as Hitman. Let me say that, all right? Blade Master purposely picking up that Watcher Ward in the back. Blade Master now running back around, having double rings of protection. Double rings of protection running around, as the Blade Master going to get a healing salve right there. All right, I think I'm a little bit taller than Hitman as well. Anyways, Grunt's now hiding along on the inside there. Voodoo Lounge going to get some repairs off to the north, we are looking at a bunch of drained Moonwells. Colorful will have to be careful in these follow-up fights, as we are looking at a much more meta standard mass archer strategy coming across here, going after the Ogre Magi creep camp. Blade Master, well, I believe he was able to track down a Wisp and finish him off right there, as well as the Keeper of the Grove, well, trying to finish off some more units. All right, what items is going to be picked up? Rune of the Watcher and a Crystal Ball. Useful to try and keep track of that Blade Master, as that Blade Master just runs on by. I don't know, is it a... I don't know. Hitman will definitely will always beat me in a game of Warcraft 3. I will definitely say that. Peon purposely got finished off by that Tree of Life right there. Or was that Tree of Ages already? Tree of Ages right there, as the Blade Master gets up to level 2. Keeper of the Grove, Blade Master doing a little bit of fighting. There is an entangle. Once more, a little bit of damage. Blade Master isn't going to be able to escape away, taking a large bits of damage once more, as the Keeper of the Grove decides to break off the chase. Blade Master now using up a healing salve. Shadow Hunter out onto the field, has not gone for Hex or Healing Wave or Serpent Wards as of yet. Doesn't quite know the ability it wants at level 1. Sea Turtle hatching about to get taken out, as that, well, Shadow Hunter stays at level 1 for now. Meanwhile, it is still a solo Keeper of the Grove until the Goblin Alchemist just now joins in on the battlefield. Colorful using that the current, what I would be the meta dominant strategy coming in from the Night Elf, going for this Alchemist and that Keeper of the Grove. A slight with mass archers, a lot of damage could be used up here in just a moment. Archers already perhaps with that upgraded range. Nope, not yet. No upgraded range and no upgraded damage, as the Tree of Life also trying to set up a little bit of an expansion as well. Meta dominant, and see, when I say meta dominant, there is always going to be slight variations on the meta as well. And when I say meta dominant, I wouldn't say more than 50% of the time. It is just a common strategy that you see. I don't know if it is like the strategy that you see in every single matchup. Maybe it is much more prevalent in the Night Elf versus Orc matchup, maybe dominant in that specific sense. But when I say meta dominant, I'm almost talking about like Undead going for Death Knight, Lich, with Crypt Fiends and Obsidian statues and Destroyers with 1 or 2 Abominations. That's meta dominant, where it doesn't even seem to matter who your opponent is. That's the strategy you're going to be going. You may change it up. You may get a Naga Sea Witch or a Dark Ranger, but the main portions of that strategy is just so prevalent that it's used for every single race on every single against every single race on almost what feels like every single match. Mass would be like 5 plus 3 kids equals mass kids strategy. No. I don't know. Maybe in this day and age, 3 kids is a lot of kids. But what in the generation before us, like having 5 to 7 kids wasn't unheard of, right? Who else? How else are you going to be able to work the fields? Shadow Hunter out onto the battlefield. Grunts. We are looking at an expansion attempt being hidden off over here at the head or tail of Turtle Rock, depending on which way you think that turtle is facing. Meanwhile, Goblin Alchemist sitting as Goblin Alchemist getting up to level 3 here, picking up another very powerful consumable item, that Potion of Greater Mana. Very powerful items that all 4 of these gargantuan sea turtles drop in the middle portion of the map. We are looking at Colorful setting up an expansion of his own. And interestingly enough, the Blade Master is still only sitting at level 2 after 9 minutes of fighting. The Goblin Alchemist and the Keeper of the Grove are both sitting at level 3, and the Shadow Hunter, who joined the party a little bit late, is also sitting at level 3 as well. Scroll of Speed trying to retreat back. A Keeper of the Grove trying to put in pressure, as the Shaman are going to be able to just come on inside, purge everything right here, and as everything is purged, be able to protect this expansion. Blade Master may be able to run into that Keeper of the Grove, but does he actually want to fight Blade Master with a large amount of armor 12 armor right now between the 2 rings of protection that he has and that circlet of nobility almost at 13. All right, Gargantuan Sea Turtle about to get taken down. Crystal Ball doing a quick reveal in this location. And I like this play by Focus. Focus clearing up this expansion here and giving him a backup location for setting up an expansion if Colorful tries to clear out this expansion right here. And the distances on that expansion is incredibly important as the Tree of Life now going to get a little bit pressured here. Grunts joining in on the fight. There's a purge onto the Huntresses, and what we've seen now is that Shamans are being used much more aggressively over Raiders and their Ensnare. Shamans able to purge relatively fast. They're able to deal decent damage with their range, and also with that Lightning Shield able to add in bonus damage on that Blade Master and on those Grunts if necessary. All right, are we going to see a couple of purges onto those Trents right there? Yes, feeding more experience to that Shadow Hunter and that Blade Master. Blade Master only sitting at level 2, even though the Shadow Hunter has gotten to level 4. We're going to be going into an engagement right here. However, the Archers should be able to do a lot of damage to those Shaman, as the Archers, do they have the range now? Yes, they do. Healing Spray being used to try and counteract any sort of Lightning Shield, as Serpent Wards are only at level 2 right now, not yet at level 3. All right, as the Serpent Wards get to level 3, damage is going to become that much more difficult, as the Blade Master does have Lightning Shield trying to chase after those units. Grunts now going to try and exchange, as you see Alchemist using that Potion of Lesser Invulnerability in order, or a Potion of Full Invulnerability, 15 seconds in order to escape. All right, one Huntress apparently not getting the memo. Serpent Wards are not your friends, getting poked to death right there. All right, coming back around, units, well, dancing back and forth. Shadow Hunter and Blade Master making its way back down to the south once here. Keeper of the Grove taking this opportunity to try and clear up a red creep camp. Unbeknownst, the Blade Master is in position, as well as we are going to see a 2-on-1 fight for Colorful. Colorful could have a little bit of a dangerous time here. Healing Spray trying to keep all of those units alive. Blade Master has, well, a Potion of Lesser Invulnerability used on him to try and maximize that damage, as we see a couple of reveals and Dust of Appearance as the Huntresses are now in trouble. Purge onto the Alchemist, but the Alchemist able to break free very quickly. And that is the downside of Purge over the Raiders and Snare. The Purge doesn't last nearly as long in trying to slow down enemy heroes. It does work well against those units, but it's not nearly as effective against the heroes, as the Keeper of the Grove now sitting at level 4 as well. Blade Master sitting at level 3. Who's going to go after this Forest Troll Warlord, as the units are still trying to get that very important item drop? All right, Blade Master is going to get the experience. Units are now trying to back up again. Where is the Forest Troll Warlord realizes, hey, I'm about to get taken down, as Devotion Aura now given to the Blade Master there. All right, a little bit of important Devotion Aura based items, or Aura based items, incredibly powerful. And now that we add a Kodo Beast into the battlefield as well, it is essentially what 10%, take 10% less damage while dealing 10% more with that Kodo Beast Aura and that Devotion Aura. Keeper of the Grove now opting to make its way back. Shadow Hunter very close to level 5. Alchemist even closer to level 4, as Scroll of Protections being picked up by the Keeper of the Grove. Shadow Hunter may get caught in an unfortunate spot. Are we going to see a little bit of engagement? Alchemist gets off an Acid Bomb across multiple units, and there's that Scroll of Protection right there. All right, units trying to back away. Healing Spray, Lightning Shield onto a Grunt in the backfield. Blade Master going to try to dive on in the back, as Wisp are coming in from the back as well. Are we going to see some detonations? Healing Wave bouncing around. Shadow Hunter having Healing Wave, not having Hex, as the Shadow Hunter still seeing that level 4. More detonations coming across again, removing much of that precious mana. We are looking at a low hit point Archer in the back, still able to stay alive. Trent's joining in on the fight, as the Shaman, well, now being forced to fight the forces of nature without any additional help from a Purge, as they are all low on mana as well. However, there are a large number of Serpent Wards here getting in a good amount of damage, as the Shadow Hunter stays at level 4, getting closer to level 5, but still not quite there. May take this opportunity to clear out a relatively difficult creep camp, knowing that his opponent is a little bit far away during this time. Fortified armor on Focus's watchtowers will mean that these expansions will be very difficult for the Archers to try and take down. All right, we finally see Raiders with Ensnare, and that's going to be going after this Ogre Lord right here. That Serpent Ward, is it going to end up actually being able to break free? Not able to do so. And what is this? Claws of Attack plus 12 on that Blade Master. Big damage indeed, as that Blade Master now already up to plus 18 damage, and this is before it gets an Orb of Venom. However, not Orb of Venom, Orb of Lightning. The question though is, are we going to see a tech to tier 3 to even get that Orb of Lightning, as it would be effective at purging out some of those Trents as well. Level 5 also on that Shadow Hunter. Level 3 Healing Wave over level 3 Serpent Wards. Interesting call, considering that we did see a large number of Huntresses out on the battlefield. I would have thought level 3 Serpent Ward would have been the better call, but as the Blade Master is getting stronger as well, perhaps we want more survivability on him. Being able to heal up a 13 or almost 14 armor unit is incredibly important, as the armor is going to mitigate so much damage, and the static heal heals so much damage as well. Goblin Alchemist, Keeper of the Grove, level 4. Both of them could be trying to get to level 5. Archers are, well, already 21 to 25 damage. Big damage once more, as the units are gonna, well, try and take down this Tree of Life. Raiders are already in position. Wisp are coming across. Are we gonna get a couple of ensnares? Yes, we do. One Wisp gonna end up getting taken down. There it goes, as the, well, Serpent Wards are trying to create a little bit of a zoning action. Are we going to get a purge? Yes, we are. Wisp now trying to, well, move on in once more. Shamans are, well, want to hold on to their mana ever so much, as we're looking at a Kodo Beast taking a little bit of damage over time from an Acid Bomb. All right, quad Serpent Wards poking apart poking apart this Tree of Life right now. Blade Master going to dive on in. There's a Lightning Shield across multiple Archers. Archers trying to make their way back. You can take a look at Detonation trying to remove all of those Lightning Shields, as well as Shamans are just getting shot in the back with a bunch of arrows. Mass Serpent Wards. Meanwhile, we are looking at the Priestess of the Moon now with True Shot Aura, giving a major damage bonus as well. All right, double Orbs of Venom. Blade Master low on hit points. Is he going to be able to survive as more detonations come across? Shadow Hunter low on mana, as the Ents are coming in from the back as well. Are the Kodo Beasts going to be able to eat anything? No, they are not. Serpent Ward is going to try and continue to poke apart some of these units here. Healing Spray counteracting, as that Priestess of the Moon with Orb of Venom. Keeper of the Grove does not have an Orb of Venom. That what I thought was an Orb of Venom, just a Potion of Greater Healing. Lots of viewers today. Yep, thank you for just thank you for everyone tuning in. An absolute blast. I don't think I got raided today, so always very enjoyable to see a full crew just joining in on the stream, as we're looking at the Alchemist and the, well, Alchemist I won't be able to do so. Priestess of the Moon may accidentally take some of that experience away. No, decided to back off. We are setting up a third base by Focus. The main base, well, has about 3.5 minutes of mining left, as the main base here of Colorful gonna start getting pressured. As these Trents are joining in on the fight and more damage is adding in, what's gonna happen here? Orb of Venom gonna get in damage over time. Serpent Ward doing a little bit of poke damage, as well as we see Purge going down onto the Alchemist. Alchemist now gets up to level 5 as a Serpent Ward gave enough experience. Are we going to see level 3 Acid Bomb? No, level 3 Healing Wave to heal up all of these Archers even more. Archers with, well, very high damage indeed, up to 27 damage from a 2 supply unit. That is rather high, and considering its range, very, very effective. Priestess of the Moon can go ahead and finish off some units here. We see, what is that, plus 8 damage between the Orb of Venom and also that True Shot Aura. 66 supply compared to 65. 50 supply army compared to 50 supply army. It is the third base that is being set up by Focus that is going to make the major difference here, as the Shadow Hunter is coming into the battle, bringing in a lot of mana items. Double potions of mana plus another clarity potion to try and stay on top of things. 480 mana. We're looking at, well, Illusionary Blade Master is just doing quite a bit of scouting. And what is Colorful's follow-up strategy going to be? Colorful has a very strong army, but he really hasn't been able to push out against Focus all that much. Kodo Beast, well, in that frontline spot, only has one Kodo Beast for that damage bonus. That is going to give him a gigantic target on its back, as it will greatly reduce the amount of damage that all of these units are able to deal. As we see the Shadow Hunter, I thought the Shadow Hunter took did it take a... Yeah, there is that acid bomb right there. Already up to 327 mana. Wisp, well, trying to continue to repair. And are we going to see an engagement here? Serpent Wards are now down. Healing Wave trying to bounce around as the Huntresses are in that frontline spot, getting in a bunch of bounce damage. Massive detonations along the backside, back line here as we're seeing all of those, well, Shaman pretty much out of mana. Lightning Shield on Mirror Image. Blade Master still continuing to push their way through. Keeper of the Grove trying to dance their way through, as well as the Blade Master, even though it is not real, still dealing some very real damage as well. All right, Scroll of Healing being used in the back. 65 supply compared to 68. Well, Wisp trying to dive onto the inside as well as they entangle. Goldmine is now down one Wisp as the Serpent Ward still able to do a lot of pushing and damage here. All right, more damage coming back across. Ents trying to join in on the fight. However, Colorful, where are all of these Ents going? Going down to go after the Witch Doctor instead, as the Archers are still pushing in quite a bit of damage. No real damage onto that Kodo Beast. Kodo Beast representing a large damage bonus across multiple units as the, well, Priestess of the Moon gets up to level 2. Units now trying to dance back once again. Keeper of the Grove sitting at level 4, does have a potion of greater healing. Will he be forced to use it as he gets up to level 5? Level 5, we're going to look at level 3 and Ents being summoned in. There goes an Entangle onto that Kodo Beast, and there is that major damage bonus lost right there. All right, Serpent Wards also getting finished off here. Colorful being able to hold that position right there, but, well, even though he was able to hold, he is actually going to fall further behind as his opponent is up on bases. Main gold mines are now mined out completely, so it is 2 bases versus 1, and it will continue to be that way for quite a bit of time. I don't think Colorful feels confident enough to try and make an attack. And if he knew his opponent's expansion, Owl Scout should definitely scout that out here in just a second. Well, yes, he does scout this out now, and now Colorful has to make a decision. He needs to go in and bring the battle to his opponent. Otherwise, the economic advantage is just going to carry focus far too much. Shadowhunter sitting at level 5 here. Blade Master sitting at level 5. Shadowhunter, I do not believe will be going for a big bad voodoo. Level 3 Serpent Wards, perhaps the much better ability here as the Archers lining up and getting into position as well. Alchemist with full mana, Sobi Mask. There goes an Acid Bomb onto that midline position as we are now looking at Mirror Images trying to dive on in. All right, Wisp, are they going to be able to detonate? Archer line all in that backside here. We see a bunch of Mirror Images in the backside. They're getting Healing Wave, but there is, well, now finally Lightning Shield on those back units as well. Keeper of the Grove standing off to the side as we're looking at the Priestess of the Moon absorbing a large amount of damage, but the healing spray constantly from the Alchemist is keeping him alive still. However, Priestess of the Moon is in trouble. Potion of Lesser Invulnerability could have been transferred over. No, Alchemist was also ensnared and had problems of his own. 2 level 5 heroes going up against a level 5, level 6 as a Shadowhunter now at level 6. Is he going to go for level 3 Serpent Wards? Yes, it will. Getting more experience still. All right, level 3 Mirror Image just causing duplicate targets all across the board, causing problems as Colorful starting to feel the tipping point of Focus's, well, Blade Master army. Shadowhunter still in the back providing plenty of support. Doesn't have that much mana though, but does have 2 potions of mana ready to go if the time comes. All right, are we going to see some Purge? More Healing Wave being used, trying to keep his own units alive as opposed to, well, adding in more damage here. Low hit point Grunt in the back. Are we going to see another Healing Wave? We should be trying to heal up all of these units here in just a moment. Shadowhunter does have, well, does have the mana. There goes a Healing Wave, but goes after a Raider instead of that 60 hit point Grunt. Wow, I didn't realize the Shadowhunter was that particular about who he heals. All right, 2-1-1 upgrades going up against 2-2 upgrades for the Orc army. Units are going to try and reposition. There is a bunch of Mirror Image, Acid Bomb onto that Grunt. Grunt could actually just end up getting Clarity Potion being used. There's a Healing Wave finally bouncing around to save him and get him back up to full hit points. Or not full, well, Healing Salve definitely going to help. As the Blade Master looks to back away, we are still sitting only at Stronghold. No Fortress, no Orb of Lightning. Units are playing a little bit of a game as another base trying to be built. That's quickly going to get taken out, though, as the Shaman, or is it going to get canceled? The Shaman could just purge all of these buildings right here. I think that's actually going to be a destruction, not actually a canceled building. Not quite sure what happened there, as Colorful gets a little bit of a lucky break, but it may not be enough. 77 supply compared to 52. We are looking at this tree Tree of Life or Tree of Eternity has repositioned, but Staff of Preservations are going to be teleporting off to a different side of the map. The shamans, mass shamans with their adept training, well, able to heal or able to purge and able to lightning shield through a lot of damage still, as more and more Trents are joining in. Keeper of the Grove may try to get to level 6 here. No, it's not going to be close enough. Shadow on a lot of serpent wards, they're able to just poke apart a lot of damage, and I think Focus is just going to be able to simply A-move with this army for the victory. Healing Spray keeping many of these archers alive, but a lot of that damage is going down onto mirror images that really don't matter. Blade Master now up to level 6. And a level 6 Blade Master, if it just finds that back line and finds the archers, a simple Blade Storm could take them all down. Shadow Hunter does have a potion of mana. Perhaps the Blade Master, nope, decides to use a mirror image instead of trying to use a Blade Storm, as the units are now pushing back to the other side. It perhaps should have gone for Critical Strike level 2 if it knew that it wasn't going to try and use Blade Storm, as the mana is very, very intense on a mirror imaging Blade Master. Huntress is still trying to back away. More healing coming around on the backside. 56 supply compared to 74. This expansion was taken down. It is now 1 base versus 2, perhaps even 3 in just a little bit, as, well, a couple more Serpent Wards will get taken down. Keeper of the Grove trying to continue this push once more. We are looking at the Army of Focused, very well established and fortified. This Voodoo Lounge providing a lot of home field advantage here, as this, well, Great Hall quickly canceled, as the Peon, well, may try and hide inside this gold mine once more. No rebuilding of this expansion either. This is a little bit of a curious case right now. This Peon, is it going to be able to back away? It looks as though the Ents are going to, well, are the Ents going after a different target there? Yes, going after a completely different target now, as we're looking at another battle fighting off here. Colorful, pretty much not in a position to win this game. He's hoping that Focus is going to make a mistake at this point, getting an unforced error. Blade Master now dives on in, has Blade Storm, dealing terrible damage across all of these units. Healing Spray trying to keep up all of those units alive, and did deal a lot of damage, forced an engagement here, but the Blade Storm really didn't finish off any units. It did damage, but didn't kill any units at all, and forced a Healing Spray there. Alchemist still sitting at level 5. If the Alchemist gets to level 6 and we have access to Transmute, all bets are off, but as the Priestess of the Moon gets saved at the last moment, leaving the Alchemist in a little bit of trouble. Alchemist is now completely surrounded with nowhere to go. All right, Alchemist no longer under the effects of Potion of Invulnerability, taking a lot of damage, completely surrounded. Keeper of the Grove trying to stand alongside his friend and brother in arms, but it may not matter. That Staff of Preservation moved the Priestess of the Moon all the way to the other expansion location, as, well, they are not close to these Moonwells at all. All right, double heroes, Moonwells, pretty barren and empty. Priestess of the Moon perhaps needs to heal back up, trying to get into position here. Blade Master going after a couple of archers who were separated from the main group once more, as that Blade Master with plus 14 damage trying to finish off a couple of these archers here. Are we going to see some Shadow Meld? Yes, we are. 2 archers, however, still revealed, as that Ensnare does reveal them. That is the end right there. A level 7 Shadow Hunter, a level 6 unit there, and overall the score difference only 13,000 score difference. However, it really felt like Focus was just outplaying his opponent Colorful for much of that match. He was always in the better position. He was able to time his fights a little bit better, and even though the gold mine wasn't that big of a difference, it was the execution of Focus's units and how effective he was in just getting things in his favor. Colorful did get a lot of wisp detonations on a lot of those shamans, but once the shamans reached a certain number in size, it always felt like there was a purge available to remove a Keeper of the Grove entangle, or try and slow down and temporarily stun down one of those heroes to enforce an ensnare. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it.